Hi, we're back with another exciting edition of the Microsoft IoT in Action webinar series. We're recording today from our event in Barcelona. My name is Soren Lau. I am the General Manager of the IoT Device Experience team in EMEA. Thank you for joining us today. We continue to offer this series to support both our existing and our new partners to learn how to build scalable and secure IoT solutions for the intelligent edge and the intelligent cloud. We'll focus on 7 key industries, spotlight our partner solutions, and take a look at the digital transformation changing the business landscape each day. Today's webinar is focused on the retail sector. You're going to hear how you can transform your products and the way they're produced to reduce downtime, save energy, and increase revenue using Internet of Things. Today, we're joined by Evgenia Ostrovskaya, a business development director at Genetec, a leading solutions partner working on some cutting-edge IoT solutions in and for the retail space. We also get a chance to chat with Microsoft's Clark Ennis from the IoT Partner Solutions and Scale team focused on Solution Accelerator program. He will deep dive into investments Microsoft is making to help you successfully develop and grow your retail IoT solutions. So let's get started. So the IoT market in global retail will value $36 billion by the year 2020. While there is opportunity, it's important to understand the market forces and customer challenges that the retail industry is facing today. We're seeing 3 key trends. The first trend is that 90% of sales continue to take place in-store. However, stores are churning, and there are 3 important reasons for that. Stores are getting smaller, and customers want more convenience, and they also want more unique shopping experiences. The second trend is the customer expectations of the in-store experience is changing as well. Lastly, the challenges around store profitability. In other words, how can certain processes be automated to free up associates' time to servicing customers? Our retail team is focused on how to support retail industry transformation, identifying customer needs, and defining priority solutions that address exactly those key needs. Much of our focus is on the partner ecosystem that develops solutions that meet the specific demands of retail and consumer goods companies. This also resonates with the trend reflected in a recent IDC study, indicating that by 2020, 32% of innovation efforts will be based on partner ecosystem solutions. We often get asked questions like, how is Microsoft seeing IoT reshape the way that retailers start engaging with customers? Well, firstly, we see a democratization of technology. We also see that although IoT projects were complex, this complexity has now been significantly reduced, allowing customers to see business value almost immediately. And the third change is that the ecosystem is now fully evolved. And this is also reflected in our engagement with customers, and we have more than 170 new IoT customers per month. So when engaging with partners who are building solutions for retail customers, we often get several common questions about the way that they can really derive value from IoT. Apart from supply chain, the focus is on 2 areas of the store. The first area is to deliver a real customer experience based on a deep understanding of the individual customer. The second area is retail execution based on decision and task automation. So, what does IoT excellence really look like in the retail industry? Primarily, you should focus on the IoT-enabled customer experience, which consists of observed customer preferences, store space design to reduce the customer navigation time, and personalization, where you help the customers find and choose better, ultimately making the experience inspirational for the individual customer. You should also prioritize IoT-enabled retail execution, which drives inventory visibility, enables smart buildings with predictive energy management and equipment maintenance, as well as security. So now, to best help us deep dive into these specific areas, I have the pleasure of introducing Eve from Genetec, one of our key IoT partners. Eve is the Business Development Director responsible for retail and banking at Genetec in Europe. Her responsibilities include business development, sales, channel, and alliances. And with years of experience in IP security and video analysis, she identifies and creates customer solutions for her clients. So welcome, Eve.
Thank you, Soren. Very happy to be here.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about Genetec?
Yes, of course. Genetec is an IP security platform provider. We have various functionalities and 27 product lines with features of physical security, access control, license plate recognition, and so on. As the company, we're focusing on understanding operations of end users and tailoring the solution specifically for their needs.
Nowadays, it seems like you can't have a conversation about IoT without hearing words like disruption or digital transformation. So from your perspective, how do you see that as a driver or a leading indicator of the products and services that you bring to market?
So what we see in retail industry right now, that there are various systems resolving various tasks. Some of the systems are recording video management. Some of the systems are analyzing the video and correlating the alarms. In others, tracking the shopper and so on. We see that if you don't combine all of the systems and utilizing them together, you're really underutilizing our technology. As you can see on this slide, how we imagine retail environment. First of all, it's video management. Video management can be organized two ways. One is the cloud video management and on-premise. We're still very much on-premise industry in retail. Combining them together, we can see the flawless security operation, monitoring it from one monitoring center. Let's say instead of one camera, two cameras, now operator can see 100, 200 cameras. So when we build up this video management basis, cloud-based or on-premise, we want to add some video analytics. It can be video analytics responsible for camera health monitoring, that camera is not redirected or not under some vandalism attack. Also, we can add security scenarios such as fight detector or somebody has left his pieces at the store, for example. On top of it, we want to add anything which will be relevant for retailer. It can be a point of sale, transaction integration. It can be integration of audio analytics if a car alarm is generating the noise or so on. As a result, we see that the trends for our customers are three: to move forward the centralized operations, everything under one umbrella, that a clear focus on collaboration, that you utilize your technology not only in security department, but also in marketing, operations, adding anything which can be relevant to any stakeholder of the company, and leveraging data to solve problem and provide insights of the customer.
Thank you. That's great. And it really sounds like you're helping your customers realize business value very fast through those solutions. So with that, let's deep dive into your solutions, especially on cybersecurity.
Thank you for this question. Actually, it's in our blood to make our solutions not only for security, but they must be cyber secure as well. And now we should also add privacy on top of it. What we see today that vendors are really focused on features like firewalls, like encryption capabilities. But what we see that everything starts with people. People need to be informed. They need to build transparent relationships. Everything starts with people, and culture needs to be changed. So our approach goes beyond features. We help our customers to secure their everyday activities and protect the environment. Also, it needs to be built on future-proof cybersecure strategy. The questions which needs to be asked: what are the cameras you're using? Who is provider of these cameras? Who is building up software? How seriously they are taking their security? Here's how we can help. Risk identification. Our team proactively monitoring the market for these cyber vulnerabilities. We're providing timely updates and, more importantly, information about it. Our goal is to make our portfolio as secure as possible. We're providing our solution with multiple layers of security, so you have to go out of your way to make it unsecure. We develop cyber-secure and resilient software solutions to protect your data and confidentiality. We're committed to transparency, issuing timely security advisories and security updates. And more importantly, we help you to build your network of trust. You need to rely on trusted network of suppliers and installers. You're only as secure as your weakest link. We do business with people who have security and data protection in mind. We make sure that our partners inform users about their impact on overall security system, and we don't hesitate to restrict devices with the higher security risk.
Thank you, Eve. Those are great points. And actually, with GDPR being top of mind for everyone, with your experience, what are the true impacts for a retailer if they are not compliant?
We all heard about GDPR by now. We know it can end up with a huge fines, but you really need to get out of your way to get there. But for retailers, we see that the breaches in the privacy can affect more important things than the fine, the reputation. And this is why we put it on top of the list. Also, you need to keep in mind geographical risk. No matter where you monitor your customers, is it in the United States or in Australia, if you're monitoring European citizens, you are subject to comply with GDPR. So what is this personal data captured by security system? First of all, it's video images. Second, which is most important, is video evidence. I've seen retailers who completely forgot about video evidence and what is actually recorded and shared with third parties. Then we need to talk about loyalty cardholder information, access control cardholder information, point of sale data, license plate recognition, any biometrics which you have within your store. All of it need to be auditable and then put in place and compliant with GDPR.
Thanks, Eve. That's great. So can you show us some of the tools that you've developed to help your customers be GDPR compliant?
Yes, of course. I wanted to address a couple of articles. First is Article 25. It's data protection by design and by default. What does it actually mean? First of all, you need to choose the solutions which are future-proof and which have the solution built in inside. In our case, we have a solution called privacy protection. This is the only solution which has European Privacy Seal certification. This is a German certification, and it's also patented throughout Europe. So let me show you how it works. We have two video streams. One video stream is original. It can be analyzed, it's recorded, it can be used when something goes wrong. Second video stream is completely pixelated. You don't have any personal information, and you can share this video between your departments or with third parties. When something goes wrong, we can escalate the situation, and people who have a specific access can access the original video stream with different authentication rules. For example, 4i principle, when we have also card and a chip code and the password involved. So now you can see that we get an access to original video stream.
Thank you, Eve. That's a great example of real-time video. But how about video that is already recorded?
This is a great question, because another article, which is Article 15, addresses exactly that issue, right of access by data subject. What does it actually mean? That means that you, me, as the customer, we can come to any retailer, well, to any end user who has video surveillance, say, I want to see my video footage and I want you to actually delete it. And end user needs to be prepared to that. What does it mean in practice? That means that he needs to prepare the video clip, then record it to the CD or USB to hand it to the customer, but to make sure that he is not affecting rights and freedoms of others. Meaning that if there is 5 people within the video, 4 of them needs to be blurred and only you unblurred. Here I wanted to show you an example of our cloud-based solution, which is built on the Azure platform, where we resolve specifically this task.
Responding to video requests or working on investigations requires collaboration between multiple stakeholders. Before you can share your security video, you'll have to redact it to conceal people's identity and other sensitive information. This process can be time-consuming and expensive, but with Genetec clearance, you can quickly redact video in-house. After uploading your clip, access the built-in video editor to start the redaction process. Faces will be detected throughout the video. It's up to you to select which faces will be automatically redacted, and you can even create additional masks to conceal other parts of the video. Once your video is created, you'll be able to review it before adding it to a case. From the case, you can invite both internal and external users to view your new video. Users will receive an email invitation and will only have access to the information that you've shared. All data in Genetec clearance is encrypted, and all user actions are tracked to ensure that your information is secure. Responding to video requests where video must be redacted would normally take hours to complete, even for shorter clips. But with Genetec Clearance, you can protect people's privacy and collaborate with ease.
So this is a solution called Clearance. And let's forget about GDPR for a second. We have a customer who just saved on the shipping of the CDs from the evidence approximately 150,000 euros per year, just replacing it with Clearance. One simple link and the job is done.
Thank you, Eve. Those are great examples in the security space. What else can retailers use this data for to drive business value for their business?
This is a great question, because when we already have this infrastructure, why don't we try to use these sensors to get the data which will be useful for marketing department, for operational department? As an example of it, we have a solution which is called Retail Sense. Online retailers have an advantage over brick-and-mortar stores. They know everything about their customer. They know when we enter the website, how do we choose the products, how long do we dwell on each item, how we move on to selection, when do we exit the website. So we're thinking, why don't we try to squeeze this information out of video infrastructure, which we already have in the store? And this is how it works. We have a solution called Retail Sense. It's also a cloud-based solution. We combine the information from all possible sensors, such as video cameras, video analytics from the camera, point of sale integration to understand the conversion rates. For example, how many people entered the store compared to how many made a purchase, and so many different other reports. So let me show you how it looks. Retail Sense originally have a main dashboard where a customer can put whatever information is the most important for him. For example, demographic profile or amount of visits. He can also add news feed or even a calendar with the weather forecast, because it's all that can affect the footfall. And then we can actually have a look what are the most interesting information from this retail chain. Here we have an example with 4 stores in retail chain, 2 in London, 2 in Paris, and you can see immediately some important numbers. How many people were during the day, what are the peak time, what is the conversion rate. And even from this screenshot, you already see that 5.3 conversion rate is a little bit lower than everyone else. So as the marketing manager of the store, I would be interested, why is it actually happening? So let's have a look at the footfall. Footfall is approximately the same. We also see that the pattern is the same in all of the shops. And this Mile End shop actually has the maximum amount of visitors. So let's go and see conversion rates again. And we see that Mile End has the lowest conversion rate. So the question which marketing manager is going to start asking himself, why is it, and how we can help to answer this question. Let's say we want to see the demographic profile. And as soon as we open the demographic profile, we see that Mile End has maximum amount of students or young generation people in the store out of the people visiting it. So the questions marketing manager is going to keep asking, do I need to change the product line or do I need to change the location, and so on. So we can add to this heat maps, we can add flows to change the layout. All of it can be generated from existing infrastructure in your store.
Thank you, Eve. That's actually fascinating and looks like a great way for your customers to use real-time data to make business decisions. So Genetec being a Canadian company, but having a global operation, and we have a global audience here, how do partners and customers get in contact with you?
Being 1,300 people company, we have global reach and representation in every region. We work also through our certified channel. So in every region you can find our personal sales force, support force, and also the support of our channel. So I think the main will be to have a seat and understand what are the tasks you want to resolve, how we can tailor the solution and make sure that we get value for your business insights. On this slide, you can see some useful links where to find the more information about our solutions. And thank you for having me here today.
So thanks, Eve. This is really helpful information and great to see how Genetec is helping retailers accelerate their digital transformation using IoT. And we're very excited about the opportunity ahead with Genetec so that we can continue to help our customers and partners. Thank you, Eve. So we got to see the Genetec IoT solution in action. Please reach out to them directly to understand how you can use your existing security camera infrastructure to transform the customer experience. Coming up next, we'll show you ways to get started building IoT retail solutions, leveraging Microsoft programs designed to help you succeed. Stay tuned. Welcome, Clark. Thanks for joining us today. Can you remind us of your role and tell us about what your team does at Microsoft?
Yeah, thanks, Soren. It's a pleasure to be here. I am very fortunate to be in an exciting place here within Microsoft. I am part of the IoT Strategy and Scale team, which is in a partner-facing division. So it's pretty similar to when you buy a PC like a Lenovo or Dell, which includes Windows. We do something very similar on the IoT side, where we help our partners build their solutions leveraging Microsoft technology from edge to cloud.
Wow, that's fantastic, Clark. What was the partner feedback you were hearing?
Well, we've been in this space for a few years now, and although IoT is very rewarding, it's also very challenging, high risk, and high cost. However, all of our partners are seeing this need to digitally transform, and they're moving into this world of many unknowns. There's all of this cool technology out there, and we want to help our partners be successful.
Wow, it looks like we're in a pretty unique position here to be able to help partners. Are customers able to benefit from this as well?
Yeah, so it's really in the Microsoft DNA to partner with our ecosystem partners. We've heard a lot about Microsoft's $5 billion in investments in the IoT space, and my team has leveraged these to create the Solution Accelerator program. The main purpose of this program is to help our partners expedite their journey through proof of concept and pilots and into production scenarios.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more about this Solution Accelerator program?
Yeah, so the program has 5 main pillars, which are meant to lower the risks of our partners who are developing IoT solutions. We're able to help all the way from the beginning stages of ideation through to production-ready solutions.
Okay, so as a partner, I might have heard about this term, IoT continuum. Can you explain what that really means?
Great question. So what we found is that some of our partners are at the very beginning stages of trying to identify and define their first steps. On the other hand, we found partners who have already developed IoT solutions, and they're simply looking for help with co-sell while keeping them up to date with the latest Microsoft technologies.
That's actually a really interesting point. So if I'm a partner, is there like an optimal place in this continuum or in these stages where I should be leveraging the Solution Accelerator program?
So the way we've set up the program is that no matter where you are on the continuum, you can drop in at any point and we can help you get to that end state.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about open source reference designs. What are they and how do they help partners?
Sure. So over the past year, we've been working on our third-party solution accelerators, which are open source, license-free reference designs. It's really all about repeatability and scalability. We want to help our partners get started with an 80% head start on developing their IoT solutions. We're working very closely with our first-party Azure R&D teams as they've built what are called solution accelerators, and that's the base of what our system integrator partners are building these third-party solution accelerators on top of. In the retail space, one of our third-party solution accelerators is a digital signage solution built by one of our system integrator partners. The solution was actually recently picked up, rebranded, and is currently being sold by one of our solution aggregators. Since it's free and open source, anyone can pick it up, use it, rebrand it, and resell it as their own application.
That's actually great news. So not only have we invested to do a lot of the heavy lifting up front with the 80% of the design, but we will also invest to speed up the last 20% to shorten the time to market for the partners that want to build solutions in the retail space.
Yep.
So what are other components of the third-party solution accelerators?
So along with the open source code, our system integrator partners also publish corresponding marketing materials, compatible hardware, and additional documentation. All of these solutions, along with their GitHub links, can be found on our solution catalog site, which is accessed via the Device Partner Center.
That's great. Now let's talk investments.
Yeah, so our IoT Accelerate investment program is another great example of our $5 billion investment in the IoT space. Not only is this blanket investment dollars, we're also pairing our partners up with system integrators who are experienced in the IoT space. Over the past year, we've helped to fund over $4 million in over 100 IoT projects. This has been digitally transforming our customers and partners while also driving Azure consumption. You can contact your Microsoft account manager to submit a project to the IoT Accelerate investment program.
Thanks, Clark. That's a really helpful overview. So let me get this right. So not only have we done a lot of the heavy lifting on the reference designs up front, done 80% of the work, we will also invest in a speedy development of the last 20% to help partners get to market faster.
That's exactly right.
Fantastic. So where do partners go for more information?
Well, all of this information can be found on our Device Partner Center website. At the same time, you can also contact your Microsoft account manager. And there's also some helpful URLs and email addresses on this slide right here.
Thank you, Clark. That is super helpful. Really appreciate you being here today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Soren.
So that concludes today's retail webinar. We've heard from Eve, who described how Genetec is using Azure IoT to harness key information using their security infrastructure to engage shoppers securely and meeting all GDPR compliancy. We also heard from Clark, who discussed the Solution Accelerator program in depth and how it can help you speed up your IoT projects with pre-built designs as well as investment opportunities. We hope this retail IoT webinar was of value to you. We have several upcoming webinars that will land each month around smart cities, agriculture, energy, security, and surveillance. Please visit the URL on the slide to register today. Lastly, please take our event survey and tell us how we did. We want to continue to provide you with helpful and relevant information to support your IoT engagements. So finally, I just want to say thank you and have a great day.